Welcome to the Automaticist. Hello, welcome back to Byte of Minecraft. So today we are working on the largest building in the city. So it's not this, obviously. Just a little bit of history before we really look at the largest building in the city. So this was the first really tall building in Omega, and I'm going based on the actual history of Omega, not the history according to, you know, sort of when I built things. This was the first tall building that I built, like the Capitol building, the Pincini building. But in Omega, this wasn't originally the Hellman building, but that's who owns it today, as clearly evident from their very large logo. It is, oh, not that high up. So, yeah, right there. Obviously, it was made a lot taller. You know, it started out 6 stories. And, you know, at that time, everything else was super small, so it stood out then. And it's located in what is, you know, the center of the city, which is appropriate for the tallest building. But, yeah, it's now significantly taller, so... yeah. But it's one of the smaller buildings in terms of, like, the really tall buildings. Like, over here, there's a 13-story, one is the most more recent, you know, both in Omega terms and both in, like, the Minecraft world of Omega. You know, this just went up, of course. It's kind of hard to see because it's so dark, but, you know, it's not lit up yet, it's not built yet. I like that same, you know, design with the stairs, because I just like that. So, that's sort of that's going on. That's like a smaller skyscraper. Even the Penteprastis building is taller than that. And that's where we get to really, you know, after this, the Capitol building for the longest time was just this small thing, and it was a little bit bigger than this, but not by much. So then we get to the Pincini building, which of course was the first build height limit building. Obviously there isn't a build height limit in actual Omega. So I'd say, you know, we went from this height down there to, well, really the Amba building came after that. The Accumulate National Broadcasting Association, which isn't at all a radio station or a TV channel or something like that, but it administers all of them. Even though it says national, it's really just for our union. All the other unions have their own AMBA buildings. So this is AMBA Omega officially. So how do we measure the size of buildings once they reach the build height limit? Well, that's easy. Just look at the size of each floor and also how far down they go. You know, here's the Capitol building, and when it was built, it was just absolutely way bigger than anything else. Like, especially like if we're talking like the Minecraft world, like it's huge. Like even one floor of this was bigger than anything I had built up to that point. But then we got the Revex building, and that's on the right, and it's, you know, it's a 256 block height building all the way up to the top. But this building, this biggest building in Omega currently, and by currently I mean as of when this world is set, so around the Gushian War, I want to say, would be when this would be appropriate for the city to look like this, is the Shagend Corporation building. And to give you a sense of how much bigger it is, well, here's the Revex, right, apartment building. Way up here, you can see the sign. This is the long side of this building, this is the short side of it. If we look at the Shagend Company building, the short side of this rectangle is almost as long as the long side, just by a couple blocks less. Almost as long as the long side of the other one, and of course the long side is even bigger. So that's how we know that the Shagend Company building is bigger. And how do we know how incredibly rich they are? Well, take a look at this. This is diamond. That's the ceiling of their building, because they're just that rich that they can build that. And of course these columns are diamond as well. So these are like, this is the front wall. Well, technically the back wall is bigger because that sign isn't part of the wall. So this back wall over here is the largest single wall, other than like the border wall that we don't even use as a border wall anymore. Yeah, it's pretty big. And I guess you can see through it. It does look like it's pretty far away, but it isn't that far away. So, yeah. It's kind of not really, like, frightening, but it's kind of, like, self-diminishing. Just stand next to the building. It's just so big. You know, I had just sectioned this out, so it used to be all diamond blocks, but there were no windows, so I built these, and like the distance between these sections is even like half the Pancini building, I think, or close to it. You know, wah. So to get a feel for how long that takes, and then wah. Okay, maybe I lied, but you know, we can think about how big this looks from. Gonna do that. Think about that size. Come over here, and we push back about as far, so about that far. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. So we're gonna work on it. We're gonna, you know, add to it. So here we are. So the first thing what we need to do is actually make these floors. So we want 3 block high floors. 1, 2, 3. This is hard. Actually, what we can do sort of start like this. What I want to do is then go all the way over here. Yeah, it gets pitch dark, pitch black. We'll just be going up to here. Do not build with diamond a lot. But yeah, there we go. That's even darker now. You really get a sense of how big one floor is just by making the floor. Like, it's huge. Yeah, this is way bigger. Now what you do is you just go like by 4s. So oops. So this does take quite a while, and we want to actually go up here. Whoa. You know, make sure that all of that, and we're just gonna fly. Oh, we can't use that in here. It's gonna be a long way to the top. I used to build like 1 block by 1 block towers and like climb up a ladder on them. Imagine how long that would take to get to the top, seeing as it's way up there. There we go. Okay. We ready for this? Let's go. So, you know, as we're sort of thinking about this, it's kind of important to remember that, like, this is a lot. 4320 blocks. That's, I don't know what the dimensions of this are, but it is quite a lot. So, yeah, that's a thing. So we will just be doing this. Whoa, 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 whoa. That should not have happened. Undo. Ah, shoot. Okay, now I need to check what's going on. Because I could have just screwed myself up. Yeah, you don't want to press enter. Like, you know, it's like this. So we want... Oh, no blocks were filled. Oh. Duh. That would help. There's the next 4. Sure. So there we are. It's so hard to tell because it's so far down, but I guess we're good. I mean, it really doesn't look a lot different, but I guess we're just gonna keep, you know, doing what we are. Does that even look different? That's what I'm saying. 125. Oh, look. Use the C key to zoom in. There we go. So it's going to be a lot more of this. 25, 129, and use the C key again. It's barely noticeable, but it should be noticeable. Come on. It's barely noticeable, but it should be noticeable by the time we sort of get going. All these command blocks didn't used to be color coded, so that's a nice change. Oops. Guess we'll just wait. Do you think we should wait? Or do you think we should do it right now? And is it even making a difference? I don't know. Did we already do this one? Who knows? But anyhow, I guess we just gotta keep going. Oops. Oh, yep. Render faster. It is what it is. 1, 5. Don't want to make that same mistake. So we'll go here and 159. Sorry if this is kind of boring. Or 149, not 159. I guess, you know, well, we've done a lot. Look at that, making some mistakes. 4320. We've done a lot. I mean, imagine how long this would take in, like, even just placing blocks, you know, one by one, like like that would just take forever. But enough chat. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Can't go to see them. Render all the way across. There we go. 61. Did I go? No. 169. 100 more than an important number. Doesn't look like it's changing. They better all render in and they better all work, you know. Oh, well, I don't care. As long as it does it eventually. So, just one more. Just adding more rows. $189 and $193, which means we're getting close. Okay, we're about to pass. Oh, it's a little far away. Let's get to the center. About to pass 200. Just barely though. 201. It's so slow. Even on a good computer, right? I have, you know, Zeus shaders. Which is pretty good, but it lags me a lot. But hey, it's playable. That's what I said last time. So that's sort of going on. $213 getting up there. Oops. Okay, let's just check our corners here. We want to be all the way up at the top for fairly obvious reasons. Now, what I want to see is let's just trying to think for a minute. What do we want to do? Done all our done all those. There's only a few floors left. Let's do the next floor. Okay. Let's do 237. Okay. I just want to see how this ends up. So 241. Let's do one more. Oops. So this is probably, I guess, I don't really plan these well in terms of building heights. If we do 249, right, that's one, that floor is one block taller. I think that's manageable. If we just grab some glass, I just want to, fill this in. Sort of the inverse. Whoa. Of what we have going on there. To be kind of careful that you don't, click on the inventory of all these beacons. That's another thing. These letters are made of beacons. Imagine that. Imagine how expensive that would be if beacons like this existed in the real world. Now, a great technique that I use is, so I'm holding down I'm holding down space and shift at the same time. That means that I'm staying at a constant level because those cancel out. And because of that, I'm able to do what I'm doing right now, which is stay at a constant height near the top of the world. We should actually see how this looks from the outside. Can you still read it? Yes. Actually, it's better to do out here. Now, like individual, these blocks are gonna look ugly. And we weren't able to access those from outside, so it's sort of better that I do it this way. I guess that column does need to. Whoa. Yeah, you can lose or gain altitude very quickly with this if you are not paying attention and you just release one of the keys. There we go. I always get it wrong because it is backwards compared to normal. As soon as I say that, I get it right though. So who knows? I have to think about this. No, I don't do it all the time. I first learned this actually, I was placing chests. And you sort of also want to use this technique for chests. For obvious reasons. I'm dumb. Okay, here's what you also do. Slash fill. Oops. Coordinates. And coordinates. Oops. Replace diamond block. There we go. There we go. That's how you do it. Quickly. Why did I waste my time over there? Can I still read it? Of course I can still read it. Now this looks ugly. Just because, we're on a clean glass front, although this should definitely be one too far down. There we go. There's our front. Shagend Corp. So I would say that, the founder of this company, Penelope Shagend, is one of the richest characters in my book, for sure. I mean, monopoly on holograms, that's going to get you a ton of money. Yeah, it's a company to work for if you want to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You don't even have to be at like the top of the company. You can just be like somewhere in the middle. I'm sure they have so much money floating around that even if you were just a mid-level executive, you could do very, very well. And of course now nothing loads. As soon as I take a screenshot, it loads. I thought it was gonna have some cool glitch screenshot of a half-load Shagend Company building. I like how this looks. Wait, we missed one. Ah, shoot. What height are we at? Okay. So we missed 109. Let's just go back to this template. Go back to the 100 and nothings. Oh, that's why that happened. 109. We added a floor to this building. There we go. That's where we had our little conundrum. That's the bottom. That's the top. So we got it sorted out a good percentage of the way. Now it looks more like a building. You know, these floors are empty, right? These floors are dark. So it's still going to be dark at night. Like, these sections are pretty big. You know, these make the 3 blocks gap look rather small. Right, I'm not going to hit my head or anything, but we can see there's a slight difference in where the floors are. You know, 1 block gaps and all. Look at me, I'm a pro. I can just replace blocks like that. You know, fly and be at an exact block height level. Oh man, you can really see the difference over here. Here's your 1 block lower. Where is that starting? Right here, I guess. And then, yeah, these floors are of unusual heights. There's a whole lot of crazy stuff going on here, there. The bottom, like, 3 floors of the Revix building. Look at these big pillars. All the way up to the build height limit, but just make the building have a very different aesthetic than this one. This one looks a lot more modern. You know, being made out of diamonds and all. How does this look with the regular resource pack? If we just go with that. I mean, I waited till 1.14 because the old diamonds were ugly. But this is slightly more bearable, you know, if you're just using the default pack. And of course, we can put in another texture pack since we're switching back to our good one. And it's a lagger. At least it causes a lot of lag. But yeah, that's the higher resolution. What is the resolution here? 1, 2. It's gonna be 4, 8, 16, 32, 8, 6, 5. I don't know. It looks really high res. That's probably why there's so much lag. But wow, that looks cool. Look at those shadows and such. Look at that. That is why we're getting such, whoa, down to nothing. Oh boy. Did I just fry my computer? Let's see if my computer gets used to this. That is reflective. Look at that quartz everywhere. You know, we got the wood. We god, all this stuff. I might keep this as long as it isn't too laggy. No, so far it's still playable. I like the beacons. How's that on this building? I guess this just adds some weird sounds. Oh, it looks like your typical, I don't know, well, like an old style of light that they don't really build anymore. You know, I'm thinking 50s or 60s maybe, like those lights. Like, you know how they used to have the lights on like old buildings that aren't exactly neon lights, or what would today think of as neon lights, but they worked. That's what those remind me of. We haven't loaded in this area yet. Oh, I really like this. It looks like the default, kind of. That's so reflective. Why the low FPS? Do you see how shiny these things are? And these roads. They look brand new. And of course this road is brand new. I cut down some areas. I think I'm gonna keep using this, even though I use DocuCraft. I'm inconsistent. I'm just gonna keep using this because it's good and it's high res and it works. And oh man, the ocean is just completely pitch black. But underwater. Yeah, that's about what I expect. What about, you know, going down? Sunlight gets dim fast. Which sort of fall. Yeah, it gets really dark as you would expect. But what's that though? Is that a glitch? It's like all you see. Let's fly towards the light. What is it? It's a lava lake that was rendering through the void. Just look at that. Does not look like Minecraft, right? Can't even see like the block boundaries. You have to go close to it, and even then it's a super fine line. Whew. This might take a little bit of getting used to. Oh, it's about to be nighttime. Perfect. Is day 144. Everything is so reflective. It's not as foggy though. You know, the last one he had a ton of fog. That's just crazy, you know, at this angle. I swear this one's more reflective. Oh, wait, these lights. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. Those, you know, just your regular sea lanterns. Yep. The quartz is reflective. I don't know if it's just this texture pack, or maybe the way the shader works with it. These lights retain a lot of their, you know, glowy, just a light. You know, you don't see the shape. Here's a good example to get a lot closer. Maybe it's just because it's so dark. I don't know. I haven't, you know, dealt a lot with these. Look, almost looks transparent. But no, that's a building. That's right there. And yeah, at that angle you can see it. That's cool. It's like a mirror. Hey, look, they added mirrors to Minecraft. Non-vanilla. Yeah, that's a really high-end office. Although it's leaky and rainy. But yeah, if you're working here, you're a politician first of all, but you're an important politician because yeah. Oh, I just really like this. I'm gonna keep this. I mean, it's still at a playable frame rate, right? I'm not the kind of person who's gonna look for like 60 FPS. I'm gonna look for, what are we getting? 20? Sure, it's enough, you know? Sure, you're gonna get that, but it's a game, right? If I wanted buttery smooth FPS, I'd have to compromise. Yeah, redstone lights look kind of classic-y. I wouldn't say that they look like they're the newest things in the world. You can sort of see 2, 4, that's 8, 16, 32, 64, so that's 64. I can just see here. I don't know what the resolution is. It's probably like a 256, and I'm probably just counting weird. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do that on my own time. I don't care. I can just look it up. Oh, this is the coolest thing, or it's the worst. So there's all these torches, and then you look up, and all the torches are reflected on the ceiling. This kind of gives me a vibe of like in Harry Potter when they have the not the Mirror of Erised, but like the Ministry, and they're in the depths of it, and there's like those weird stairs and such, and walls, and like the bricks that don't exist in the Muggle world. Kind of reminds me of that. Library looks great. I'm getting a like not the present day feel from this texture pack, but not the future either. Definitely like sometime in the 20th century. Look at those quartz blocks, bricks, though. Those are pretty good. Let's see if we're coming in with the elytra. Let's bounce off the sky. Bounce. City at night. You can see the sizes of buildings. You can tell that everyone's still awake. Yeah, you're just gonna be able to see that glow, right? That bright light for miles. You know, guiding you right to where you need to be, and knowing that it's in a straight line is gonna be really helpful. And there we are. Ah, shoot. Of course it does that. Of course it does that. Where even are those? There's one. Okay. Let's... Oh, there it is. It rendered again. You know, you're coming in. You're like, oh, we're too high up. That's another thing. Look at that. Look how bright they look. Yeah, here's a good example. So if you're standing right on a light, look at how bright that looks. Now, when you're not, when you've got a glaring light right here, that's what I like, you know? It knows that, like, when you look at a bright light, everything else looks dark. That's cool. This kind of looks like a USB fork. You know, the way it's laid out. To get, it's unintuitive. So if you want to get over here, you go through this whole big theater complex. Oh, it's reflected in this. Your cumulate building. I mean, that's how it would be, you know, if it's rainy in the city. You can't see it, but it's underground. All the way down here. Not rainy. Rainy. Love the diamonds. Those look nice. Gold is interesting. This is actually how you get to this. These all are dark. Can we fix that? Can we carry around a light source? No. I don't know. What's going on? That's... everything's so beautiful with this texture pack. some of the lights aren't lit. Yeah. That's 1.14. You know, all the rendering errors. Huh. You can see the road. Continue. I mean, it's not this part of the road, but you can get an idea for it. Ah, I really like this glass. You know, the original Pentapress building. Now it's like out of focus, but not terribly out of focus. That's cool too. It's almost like metal. You know, that's how stuff appears in the real world. Although it does have, you know, those stripes of color, so I guess it's not the best thing ever. Let's hop down. Yeah, it looks like it's steamy hot. What we need is a staircase, you know, from up there right down to here, but that's not gonna work at a 45-degree angle. That, you know, if we follow that staircase down, it's gonna end up over here and miss this spot completely. Staircases are hard to build anyways. This bothers me. One lone block, remove. So that's sort of that for today. I'm really liking this. Oh, let's go over here by the theater. That is the best lava I think I've seen. You know, it doesn't really have that texture. Like, yeah, up close it's orange, far away yellow. Just how far away will we go with this? Oh, there's our big light, lighting up the whole area. You know, if you're over here, it's brighter than if you're over here, and that's shown in the reflections. That's shown really all over the place. This theater is just cool. So that is it for today. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and try and do them all at once. No, don't do them all at once. That might be difficult on your internet connection. But do them all. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much for watching this video. And as we hit this building, goodbye. Did we glitch into the building? We legit glitched into the building because it wouldn't load. Ah, great. Well, see you next time. Bye.